morning. Good morning. Caller number 11. Caller number 11 is who I'm looking for this morning. Caller number 11. I lost you, you're number 1. Caller number 11. So let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for caller number 11. 5, Derek Anderson. Cleany, you're still up there. 6, Gypsy. 7 is Laddie. Adrian's 8. I'm looking for number 11. MVP is 9. Laura Devine is 10. CCS. CCS. That's fun to put him up there. CCS. Caller number 11 this morning. Caller number 11 this morning. CCS. CCS. You just qualified for the spin to win round. You just qualified for the spin to win round, Mr. CCS. That's cool, right? Give me 5 people that are happy for CCS right now. There's only 18 here, but 28 here, but 5 of you could be happy for CCS besides CCS. Vegas is it almost. How many like that? CCS. And let me ask another quick question before I turn the camera around. Do you like it that I give one away in the morning based off of a caller number? Huh? That means you got to get here, though, because I'm usually picking like between 1 and 15. Somewhere like that. It's just like, boop. You don't have to know anything. You just get an automatic opportunity audio. Huh? So, starting to get the pattern? Are you starting to get in the pattern, Hags? Right? You got to call in. You got to call in to win. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. We've got stuff to cover here today. Neat stuff, and then one not so neat. My heart hurts right now for the Titanic guys. And I vacillate back and forth a little bit because I'm not a big fan of billionaires. It costs what? $250,000 to get a ride on that thing. Scott, I want to go, I'll give you $250,000. That's a lot of money. And at first, when I first heard about things, I thought, what an extravagance, right? Yeah, you saw that using the game controller, Trippy? I thought about what an extravagance, but at the same time, I looked into it a little deeper. That billionaire with his son that's on there, look that guy up. He's a director. He's one of the board members of the SETI Institute. The SETI, S-E-T-I Institute. Doing nonprofit. Doing phenomenal work in terms of trying to just decode things on our planet and in human history. I gained an incredible respect when I found out what that guy does. These other guys, they're literally explorers in our humanity level. We have a bunch of people that just go to work and push a time clock. Then we have explorers. We have people willing to push the edge, push the envelope, go further than any man has ever gone before. That professional diver guy, this is his 35th trip down. He's a director of operations to the company that owns the dive area. He's no rookie at this. I'll tell you, the owner of the company, I never really liked him when I saw him interviewed. I didn't. I had an automatic, even his name sounds like he's going to be a billionaire. The CEO guy. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking about it, that CEO guy put his money where his mouth is. I feel like he might have pushed it a little far. I don't know. Why wouldn't they have had a tether? How hard would it have been to just put a cable on that thing so make sure if it got away, they could just reel it back in? I keep thinking if you guys had just put a cable on that thing, everybody would be okay. But no, we don't need we don't need no stinking cable. The tethers get hung up in the wreckage, but they're not going inside the wreckage, Sandy. That thing was way too big. But again, like you guys are saying in here, I can't imagine the fear. If you're down there, you're one of the 5, and there's only a certain amount of oxygen left. Are you going to take out any of the other 4 so you can have as much oxygen as you can have? What are you going to do? Who goes out first? And how bad's the air starting to feel and smell? And who's in control down there? Just because you're the CEO pilot guy, you might be the one that's like banging on the walls. No, I gotta get out of it. They have to knock you out. Does anybody have to get knocked out to make, come on, man. How do you get through it mentally knowing this is it, man? Did you see their seating configuration in that thing? How do you not open up the hatch and say, I think I'm just going to try to get out? This is a man-up situation, guys. Think about it. You're down there, Trevor? This is man up. You got to sit in there and take it like, you know what? I'm not going to be the first to crack. It reminds me of when Pops went into boot camp and we had to do the gas chamber. They give everybody, you get all your training on how to wear gas masks. And then they shove everybody into a big Quonset hut and they turn on the gas. And you have to stay in there for a minimum of 30 seconds. No, you have to take your mask off and you have to stay in there for a minimum of 30 seconds. Breathing this gas, you're tired, you're stinging, all of that. And all of these, if you break for the door in less than 30 seconds, they send you off to a physical conditioning platoon. I don't think anybody in our platoon broke for the door in less than 30, but the second they opened that door, guys are piling out. There were 80 young men in this Quonset hut. This is a true story. You know what I did? I did this in my brain. I was 20. I was a little bit older than the other kids. So most of them were 18, 19. And I had a little college in me too, so I thought I had to set an example. Dumb. I put my back against that Quonset hut. Did my best to keep, hold your breath, but your tears are stinging. I said in my head, I will be the last guy out. I will be the last recruit to leave this hut. Back there. Oh my God. Now nobody else was competing. Just me. But I won. And I look back at that experience lots of times in my life. At a physical level, I could never have been more uncomfortable and still gotten out of it. But it was the mental strength that I surprised myself. No, I didn't. I knew I was going to do it. It's mental strength. Can you imagine these young men, or these 5 men on that sub? Can you imagine the mental strength that it's going to take for them? So, I just have a heavy heart this morning. I did all day yesterday. With just a heavy heart. And you just pray that each man down there handles themselves in a manly way. And that they're able to slip away in a way that is dignified, if that's going to be what happens. What would be even greater? What would be even greater is if we could find them. It would be an amazing rescue story. We're ready for one. The world would love that rescue story. But don't forget, in your trying circumstances, man up, woman up. Do the very best you can. That's my thoughts this morning for those fellas. And let's keep a good thought out there. I don't pray anymore because prayer is a different word for me now. But I give all of my mental courage to them. Okay? I got a beautiful card yesterday. Jolie, thank you for your cards as well. This one came from Aaron. Is Aaron there? Is Aaron here this morning? Aaron's on the board. Aaron got a slot on the board on Monday. Aaron, is Aaron here this morning? She wrote you guys a happy note. Are we there? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and read it anyways. This beautiful card, nothing inspires gratitude like a kind heart. Don't you kind of agree with that? Thank you and everyone. Richard Larson, going through a breakup with a vicious woman. And Richard, that's nothing compared to what those men are going through, right? That's a sliver. These guys are facing death, eye to eye, man to man, 10 pairs of eyes. I'm watching you, how you facing death, bro. How are you gonna face death? I'm gonna face death with the most dignity and a breakup, yeah, they're hard. But usually means there's something wonderful coming. But can you imagine having a seat in that submarine? I'm gonna go out the most kind, the most exemplary as possible because there's 4 other people in that machine watching me. And that's the best I can do. What did Higgs say? Puts a whole new perspective on your own problems. Poop, I'll say. I'll say. Yeah, and again, I slapped myself yesterday because at first I was like, yeah, it's a bunch of billionaires playing and they got caught. No, Pops was wrong. No, these are explorers of humanity. This is at explorer level. Many of us here wouldn't go there, whether they offered you the ride for free or not. But then you're going to put $250,000 of your own money there so you could explore and understand and go deeper into your own commitment, your own passion. My goodness, I bless those people. And that money would all be put to a good use at the end of the day. It's not to go buy another yacht. The yacht that they're looking at's already sunk. Bob, stop it. Okay, enough. Aaron said to you guys, oh, sure, Sharon, they had the money to spend. But he also, let's at the end of the day, understand he earned it. So when you earn it, you can spend it any way you want. Thank you and everyone involved. Just talking about you guys. For everything you guys are doing. She's talking about the crew. Okay? You guys are changing lives. Thank you all for creating such a sweet, loving, and kind community. I'm incredibly thankful to be a part of that. You guys, I know Pops is the one that does the talking, and then occasionally we get Brock's in here. It's you guys doing the work. It's truly you guys doing the work. It's the comments. It's the commitment to be here. It's the hello to each other. It's all of that interaction and networking. Otherwise, it's just white noise up here. When I get notes like that, I got one last night. I didn't save it to read it. Holly M. here. Holly. She wrote the most lovely thing to me. But it literally, again, they aren't to me. It wasn't, Pops, you did this, Pops, you did that. She was talking about, Pops, the T crew makes my life better. I had anxiety. Oh, let me see it. Let me see what it says. We forget. I like to pat each other on the back once in a while like this. I really, really do. I think it's important to affirm what you're doing. And if it's a positive, if it's a negative, what we want to tell you to do is knock it off. Okay? But there's nothing here we're talking about that we're telling somebody to knock off. Let me see here. This came from Holly. Hi, Pops. First, I want you to know how much of an inspiration you are to me. Before I found you and the group. Anybody can find me. It's the group. May I get some more likes up there? I have 56 people here, 34, 22 lazy thumbs. If your thumb's feeling lazy right now, give it an exercise. Give it just boop. That's all you got to do. Just one little boopy-o with your thumbie-o, and you'll be doing the work. Before I found you in the group, I was lost, just depressed daily, and feeling like life was not for me. But now I can smile and be happy. And I always have something to look forward to. And she went on to say a couple more things to me. I always have something to look forward to. Me too. Me too. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to show something to you guys. I was watching this morning. Boy, are we a mess. Our teenagers. See, a lot of us are a little on the older side, at least 30s plus or whatever, most of us. We did not grow up with a cell phone connected to us, even though I now have one there. I have to admit, my cell phone's very connected to me. I'm freaked out. I don't know where it happened, but when the cell phone became a part of my appendage, but it is now. And a lot of it, so I stay connected with you guys, my family, my business. And information, because all of my information is now stored on my little phone, right? But the kids that are growing up today, they didn't have the opportunity, they didn't do the things that we did. Street hockey, riding bikes, putting the card in the spokes. We could go, a lot of them nostalgia, but most of our nostalgia was outside interacting personally, eye to eye with other kids from the sandbox on. Man, in the sandbox, you were learning how to not knock over the other kid's castle, how to bring them a pail of, sharing. You learn, from then on. Some of the greatest things I've ever done in my whole life were done on a playground in school. You know what kids are doing in a playground in school now? They're sitting on bleachers like this. Rows of them. I'm not trying to be like old fuddy-duddy. I'm going to make a point here. I'm not going to be fuddy-duddy, guys. This is not my point. My point is we, as the adults and leaders in our society, need to understand what we are faced with, what we're creating. If you're a parent of the kid, you're involved. Can you imagine bleachers of kids sitting there going like this? And meanwhile, I'm running around chasing the little redheaded girl and trying to pull her pigtails. Anybody ever chased a girl and tried to pull her pigtails? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Did you ever chase a girl around a parking lot or a recess lot and try to pull her pigtails? I did. I think she liked it. At first I was the redheaded girl. I'm telling you, the little girl liked it. Hanks, you did it too. See, you and me, and then the coach caught us, okay? Oh, you catch a charge now, right, Sandy? Okay, Jolie, of course you were chased. You're gorgeous. Are you kidding me? You can't do that to you catch a charge. It's true. You can't pull a little girl's pigtails anymore. The little girl used to go, oh, Mom, I'm so happy. Why are you so happy? Because Johnny pulled my pigtails. She's, oh, he did? That's wonderful, sweetie. Now, don't touch me. Don't touch my phone. Don't come near me. I'm comparing myself to Sally. No, I am. I posted something and I'm trying to see how many likes I got. Sally got 7 and I'm only at 5. I posted something. I thought I looked wonderful. And Sally has more than I have. How old are you? I'm 12. You know what that's done? Because we've allowed our kids now, they rate themselves in their own little bubble, in their own little house, or on their little spot on the bleacher against the likes and don't likes. We're programming them at their most precious ages to care more about what your image looks like and how many likes you get from your friends. And if Sally gets more, there's something wrong with you. Now, you guys all know that. I'm not preaching, I'm preaching to the choir. But I'm asking us as leaders, as people that want to make a difference on our planet, to please be aware of this stuff, be sensitive to it. Make what little changes and what little compromises you can to make it different. Listen, I watched this on the news this morning and I took a picture of it, the screen, because at first it made my jaw drop. This screen picture I'm about to show you guys is why it's really important that you and I teach our children, bring them up in the ways that we want them to be, and continue to grow our ability to be healthy so we can see when things are unhealthy. When you're super sick, you can't see other people's sickness. It's the healthy people that can see it. Watch. 8th, 10th, and 12th grades. In 2010, these are the percentages. This bar right here represents the I can't do anything right. By 2023, 49.5% of the kids think I can't do anything right. 48.9% think I do not enjoy life. Now, I understand teenage malaise. I understand a little bit of, wow, I gotta, that's the teenage hormones, and look at that. How about this one? My life is not useful. 50% of our kids are saying that to themselves. My life isn't useful. And I'm in 12th grade, 10th grade. My brain's not even completely formed. What do you think I'm going to do with that information in my brain? With that self-image? That's why suicide's where it is. Mind-boggling. I didn't face that challenge. My challenge was that the little girl liked when I tugged on her hair. Not whether or not I got as many likes as Sally. And here's our problem. You and me, we let our kids think the likes were important. We let our kids think that. The only reason that likes are important to me, the only reason, I swear on this planet, is because it furthers the message. Not because my ego needs your like. I like what I showed anyways. I like it, or I wouldn't show it. I like me. I'm okay. I'm not perfect, but I like me. I don't need a bunch of people to like me. The kids do. Take that like away from your kids. Just give them love instead. I get it, Paige. That's honest of you. Sincerely honest. So that's a message for us as parents, leaders in our community, and health providers. We're growing a big batch of unhealthies. We're growing a big batch of unhealthies. Kids don't even want to go fishing anymore. Can't even get a kid on a boat anymore. I don't know, man. Can I bring my phone? No! No, your phone doesn't catch fish. I'm glad you guys are talking about this back and forth among each other. That's one of the reasons that I do this, is I want you guys to talk about it back and forth and can consider what we're doing. Okay? Did you know that the founder of Domino's Pizza, I'm going to do a couple of rando factos, and then we're going to also talk about two things. Okay? One's interesting. Does anybody like astronomy? Oh, wow, Sharon, that's crazy. Does anybody like astronomy? Not astrology, even though astrology cool too, but astronomy. Astronomy, sometimes it was the one class in college. No kidding. Because I had my own obsession. I wanted a 4.0. It was the one class in college I got a B and a 3.0. It knocked my my average down. I think I ended up graduating with like a 3.85. It was the one class. I was fascinated by it, but I couldn't grasp it. I couldn't grog it. Do you guys remember that saying? Stranger in a Strange Land. Robert Heinlein wrote the book. Remember? The alien came, and when the alien understood something, he grokked it. Do you remember that? Grok was like the verb that created for an alien understanding of a human stuff. I can't grok astronomy very well. And I don't know why, because it fascinates me. I love it. But then if somebody told me a nebulae versus a white dwarf, I'm not sure I could tell you the difference. I don't know a red dwarf from a black dwarf. Okay, I don't. I can't tell you the difference between Polaris's stars and the belt on Uranus. The constellation kids. I could barely pick out the Big Dipper. I'm being honest, I would love to. I want to go out there. I want a telescope. I want to know everything. I can't figure it out. Polaris is the North Star. See, Corey, you're already 10 times ahead of me. A belt on your what? Capricorn. Where the heck is Capricorn? What's she doing up there? Huh? I don't have a telescope, but I can't figure it out. It would be neat to hang out with an astronomer that really knew what they were doing. Man, my astronomy professor was probably besides the philosophy professor, my astronomy professor was easily the smartest guy. Those astrophysics guys, they think at a totally different level, and they think, because don't forget, the Earth has an axis, right? That counts for something. I always picture the Earth as just it's spinning. Oh no, it's on an angle. And is it spinning on that angle? Oh, and you think, let's just make things simple. Let's make orbits just an orbit. Nope, it's got to be an elliptical orbit. So sometimes it's out here, and sometimes it's closer, and sometimes it's... You're complicating things. Why can't you make things simple? That's not how the universe made it. So it's very difficult. Okay, I'd rather read history. I could tell you what George Washington did in 1776, and I'm good. Astronomy. Is there anybody out there that's really an astronomer? Loves astronomy. Ronnie's good at astrology. That's nice. Astronomy. Right? That's a totally... Why am I talking about astronomy right now? What is today? What's today? June 21st. Jim, she teaches college astronomy too, besides physics. Fascinating. Figures, smarty pants. What is today? M-Dog just said it. It's the summer solstice. Summer solstice. Most of us are like, oh yeah, I know that, but what the heck is it? What's it do? How much money can I make from the summer solstice? No, I don't care about that. Give me 10 people that want to learn more. We'll spend 10 minutes talking about the summer solstice today. So we can just, I was reading all about it this morning. I spent an hour this morning studying the summer solstice. So at least I had a basic re-understanding of it. And I'm like, astronomy is so bitchin'. And it's so hard. It's so hard to understand. Huh? And then later on today, when you're talking to your friends, you go, oh, today's the summer solstice. Let me tell you about the Earth's tilt. Okay? Give me a minute. We're going to talk about the solstice. First of all, I wanted to talk about a couple of rando factos. Right? The founder of Domino's Pizza, Tom Monahan. That was quite a founding, that guy. I'm going to buy one little pizza store, and next thing you know, he's selling franchises, and now it's Domino's Pizza across the world. That's a success story, right? You know how Tom Monahan started out? Oh, he had $1 million, so it was really easy for him. No. He started out delivering pizzas. Door to door. I don't even own the shop. I work for that Italian guy, and I deliver his pizzas. And I save up all my money, and I buy his store from him. That's the first one. And then on, and now you see where he's at. But you want, as cool as all that is, let me tell you the coolest thing about the guy. I'm not selling their pizza pole, for sure. It's not my favorite, but it's not, it's good gut fill. Back in 1962, Tom Monahan, the founder of Domino's Pizza, met his wife on his first pizza delivery. Here's your pizza. Wow. You're smoking hot. Oh, can I have your number? How do you pick up the girl on your first delivery? You're the one. What? Tom? M-Dog did that? Tom, you're a success story all the way around. All you have to do is knock on a door. Yeah, she's following you to the altar, and you're buying Domino's, and you're now Mr. Domino. Oh, is that funny? That didn't happen with DiGiorno, D says. Now everybody's ordering pizzas. I read that rando facto, and I said, Tom. Our poll says he grabbed her by her pigtails. 1962, that would have been okay. I agree with what M-Dog just said. Don't even charge her. That's what happened. You're smoking hot, man. Here, you could just have it for free. I'll trade you the pizza for your phone number. I'll pay the boss. Let's remember that about Tom. He's a very successful man. He gets what he wants. All right? Woo! That's a great one. Australia. Mark Zamaron, he's a newbie. Mark Zamaron just said hello, said I'm a newbie. What's that mean? That means we all throw chocolate donuts at Mark Zamaron. Get throwing, start throwing donuts at Mark Zamaron. Boop. Mark, you're getting marked with donuts. Okay. Give me 5 people that like that rando facto while we're throwing donuts at Mark. That was a pretty good one. And I'm going to tell you one more rando facto. Australia. Is Jesus Christ in Australia here? Jesus Christ, you did another miracle. Okay? That was a good one. Jesus Christ did a miracle in Australia. One of his many. One of his many. Who wants to hear Jesus Christ's latest? Well, he did it in 2016. He did it. He made it happen. Jesus Christ in Australia in 2016 did not water to wine. It was a different one. Here's what, if it weren't for Jesus Christ in Australia, probably this could have never happened. In August 2016, a Tasmanian woman gave birth to her first baby at 63 years old, making her Australia's oldest new mother. Oldest new mother. I'm 63, I'm having a baby. Now, I know it wasn't Jesus himself, because and it was over in Tasmania, but I think he might have done a sprinkly-dinkly miracle too. Okay? The hip kitty's like, no way, man. How many ladies out there at 63 want to be having their first baby? What? Tasmanian, that sounds like a Tasmanian devil story to me. Now, let's get to class. No, Preston, take it easy, Adrian. Yeah, it does. It's probably a little too old of a mom. Summer solstice, June 21st. Notice the tilt. Notice the Earth's tilt on its axis. It's going to be key to this whole deal. Here we go. I want to spend just a few minutes talking about the summer solstice. What happens at the summer solstice? What is solstice? Can anybody tell me what a solstice means? What the heck's the word mean? I'm one of those guys to love to know what words mean. Where do they come from? What's the root of that word? Solstice means sun standing still. Boop. It's not moving. Solstice means sun standing still in Latin. On the summer solstice, the sun's daily northward movement in the sky appears to pause. And we see the sun rise and set at its northernmost point on the horizon. Summer solstice, the sun is at its northernmost point from our horizon. After the solstice, sunrise and sunset shift southward again, and we begin to lose daylight. What is the path of the summer solstice? At the start of spring and fall, which are the equinoxes, not the solstices, we have a winter solstice, a summer solstice. We have a spring equinox and we have a fall equinox. On the summer solstice, the sun rises and sets at its most northerly point on the horizon. On the winter solstice, the sun rises and sets at its most southerly points on the horizon. Is June 21st always the summer solstice? The summer solstice is an astronomical event that marks the longest day of the year and the start of summer in the northern hemisphere. It nearly always falls on June 21st, but it can also fall on June 20th or June 22nd, depending on the year and time zone you are in. Okay. Solstice, which means sun stop. Why does the sun stop on the solstice? It comes from the fact that the sun sets in a different place each night, and it rises in a different spot each morning during the year. It doesn't really stop, it just appears to. Here we go. What is the longest day of the year in history? In history, we've had different length years. They can do this by astronomical clocks and stuff now, right? What's the longest day of the year in history? What year do you think it was in? 1912. It was June 22nd, 1912. It is held in the general belief that every year the 21st of June stands as the summer solstice. History has recorded the longest day of Earth on the 22nd of June, 1912. Times and seasons keep changing, and days are long while nights are short, and vice versa, depending on the time of the year. Longest day of Earth, June 1912. I don't know. That's, again, there's your math. There's your astronomical math going on. How fast does the Earth rotate? How fast does the Earth rotate? We know we rotate in like a 24-hour cycle, right? Give or take a couple of astronomical seconds. We know it's every 24 hours, but how fast is it going? As it's whipping around. It's going 65 miles an hour. It's going 40. Saturn's got it. It's right around 1,000 miles an hour. Hager knows. Can you imagine our planet? This guy right here is spinning around at 1,000 miles an hour. 1,000 miles an hour. The only thing holding us on is gravity. And what's the other one, Mr. Physics? We're literally being pressed down to the earth by centrifugal force, holding us down. So otherwise we'd go spin it off. Imagine when it stops. Yeah. Everything crashing. The earth rotates once every 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. So we think it's every 24 hours. It's not. It's every 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. It's called the sidereal period. Our 1 day rotation is called a sidereal period. The circumference of the Earth at the equator is approximately 40,075 kilometers. That's how fat we are at the center. 40,075 kilometers. Thus, the surface of the Earth at the equator moves at a speed of about 460 meters per second. 460 meters per second. That's like close to 2 football fields. In a second. What the heck? In 1 second, throw me a pass. I'll be 2 football fields away. Or roughly 1,000 miles per hour. Fascinating. Stop fascinating us, Pops. Summer solstice. Let's look at this. Because of the tilt. We're almost done. There's the sun. The sun is going to be at its furthest point off of our horizon. Why do you think it's do you realize that the sun, the further away it is, actually the hotter it is? The further the sun is, the hotter we are. And the closer the sun is, the less hot we are. That has a lot to do with UV rays and the way all of that works, right? So now we've got this angle going, and it's the summer solstice. Well, the guy that's getting this whole side here during the day, that's nighttime, that's daytime, because of the axis that we're on, because of the axis that we're on, get back there, Pops. That's why the day stays longer. By the time you're up here at the North Pole, it's sunlight the whole time. The whole time it's turning, you can see it's in the sun zone. If you're all the way down here at this, the whole time it's turning, it's still staying in the dark zone. The further north you go, the longer the days last. The further south you go, the shorter the days last. Until winter, and then the whole thing changes back the opposite way. So that's a little bit of understanding on the summer solstice. Don't ask me a whole lot more because I don't know. We should look into Kim. Kim sounds like she would know. But I just get interested. Angles make all the difference, Paigey. It's a true story. That's why we always want to work from a good angle, right? Not an evil angle. But yeah, I feel like that might have been some interesting information there. We're going to cover one more thing here. Gosh darn it, I like learning together with friends, and it's just interesting stuff, man. Why aren't there more mycologists? Why? I know, Niff. We leave here every morning going, oh, I learned a little something, something. Why are there not more mycologists, according to this guy's article? Short answer, I don't know. He says, I don't know. I wish I knew the answer. It really seems like we need more people studying these species. He's talking to the choir right now. We're studying it. Fungi can be wildly beneficial to humans and also incredibly destructive. That decomposition part where they're destroying stuff. Maybe they are hard to research. Maybe research into fungi just isn't sexy enough for government and private funding. Whatever the case, it seems like an increase in people studying fungal biology would help the human species as a whole. I can't disagree with that. What does the author, I'm going to close out with this on this article we've been reading for the last week. Okay. Thank you, Billy Flynn. That's right. That's why we look forward to this. It's like our show where we learn and hang out. I'm going to read to you one more paragraph. This is what he says about entheogenic mushrooms. You and I both know what he means by that because he also calls them AKA magic mushrooms, also known as. But I kind of like the term entheogenic. It's actually not easy. It doesn't roll off the end of my tongue. I have to practice saying the word entheogenic. We should study that word maybe tomorrow. The root of that word alone is fascinating. Entheogenic. Do you notice the word theo in the word? Theo. Entheo. What do you think the word might have something to do in it? If the word theo is in there. Just a wild guess. Not knowledge. God. That's right, Jolie. Theology. It's the same root word. Theos. Theos. So there's religion and God in there. Right? In that word, an entheogenic. We'll look at that one tomorrow. How's that sound? Let me write that down. I'll study the root of that word, and we'll just talk about it for 3 minutes tomorrow. And I want you to start practicing saying it. Entheogenic, entheogenic, entheogenic. Because I'll tell you what, I sure like that more than, this is me personally, I like that more than magic. Okay? When you tell somebody, oh yeah, entheogenic mushrooms are going to go, what? Who? What kind? You tell them magic mushrooms, about half of them are go, oh, you're a hippie. Never mind. Oh, you're one of them. Go, no. I want to talk to you about entheogenic mushrooms. Does that sound like it would be a different thing? You'd probably get more people interested in general. A wider cross-section of people, for sure. I'd like to talk to you about entheogenic mushrooms. Entheogenic fungi. How's that? Like, what are you? Like a mycologist or something? Well, I'm studying to be one. Entheogenic, also known as magic mushrooms. Yes, there are those kinds of mushrooms. Psilocybin is a hallucinogenic compound found in a certain species of fungi. This group of mushrooms is found all over the world. The first evidence of use of these mushrooms dates back, how far? We have evidence of use of entheogenic mushrooms, how far back in our history? Hey, don't you like that? It's so much better. It really is. It's clinically correct. M-Dog, keep going. You're close. Keep going. R-Pole, you're right at the edge there. 7,000 to 9,000 years ago, we have evidence. Now, guaranteed it's been going on longer than that, but that's as far back we've gathered evidence that shows that ancient man was taking entheogenic mushrooms, generally as part of ceremonies. There's cave paintings of it. That's how honored an entheogenic mushroom was in society. In the 1950s, they decided, no, this stuff, we can't be doing this stuff. We got to stop doing this stuff. This is going to kill the kids. Thanks, Nancy. Thanks for killing it for 50 years. The first evidence of human use of these mushrooms dates back 7,000 to 9,000 years ago. This evidence is based on prehistoric rock art in northern Africa. Boop. Rock art. We're painting. You know how important something is to an ancient guy if he has to stop and paint it on a wall? That's a pretty big deal. They're not even painting pictures of their kids. Forget those 3 wives. You know how important something is to somebody's culture? If they're taking the time to paint it on the wall, it's a pretty big deal. Today, there is a research boom in these powerful mushrooms. Yes, there is, and we're part of the research program here. Right? Researchers? Everybody's a researcher, raise your hand. Because we are. At a very, basic level. There is strong emerging evidence that psilocybin can drastically help people with addiction and depression. In a few decades, we may see a much broader acceptance of these medicinal mushrooms. Speed it up, pal. By 2030, it's a done deal. That's Pop's major prediction. I hope I'm around long enough to see it. By 2030, 75% of your mental health therapies are going to involve psilocybin in some form or another. Because it works. What you and I want to do is don't buy into big pharma. We are able to farm it ourselves and help each other. What we don't want to do is be the guy that helps the guy sell all of this stuff so he can buy a yacht. Okay, no yachts. I'm going to read one final thing. We're going to get 2 more people on the board here, and we'll be unfortunately done for today. And I don't want to go, but we have so much to do. I'm not kidding you. Am I right, Ms. Redberger? It's happening fast. This one's coming fast. See, weed took a lot longer, but weed wasn't as good for us. Weed has its carcinogens. Weed still does stuff to our lungs. Weed still has damage that it causes. Let's be honest. My lungs aren't as strong because I smoke weed than if I never smoked weed. Period. And if I can't admit that, then I'm wrong. But I have 0 long-term effect from microdosing. 0. A negative long-term effect. I know of no negative long-term effects. Of course, we're still in the study phase, but for me, I've never. My long-term effects from taking entheogenic mushrooms effect is more. I'm smarter, I'm more creative, I'm kinder, I'm more aware, I'm more in touch with nature. It just keeps on going. Weed, I take weed for a different reason. I take weed to slow the hell down. Take the edge off. Stop going 100 miles an hour. Now I'm only going 60. But you know what I'm really doing? I'm drugging myself out. Some people can't take weed because it makes them go to sleep and they're going to crash on the couch. That's a medicine. But it has a weird side effect. And then it sticks in your system in other ways. And we got to tell each other that. And I've been smoking weed since I was 13 years old. And sometimes or another, I might have had a layoff one time of about 10 years. And that was it. 2 or 3 years here or there. But I smoked a lot of weed. And I'm not even saying weed's bad. I'm saying it has side effects. Admit it. It's got negative side effects. At the end of the day, my say the word right, Pop. Entheogenic mushrooms. I can sit in front of somebody and say, I'm happy to give this to you because I don't think I'm ever going to harm you with this. I don't think I'm ever going to harm you with this. So, just like alcohol I like alcohol. I like a little alcohol buzz here. I do. A little 2-3 beer buzz. It's got negative side effects. Too much alcohol, bad. A little bit of alcohol. Hey, they're proving maybe wine extends the Italians' lives. That 103-year-old lady, she told me the secret. I have a glass of wine every night. She didn't say I get sloppy every night and I blow my liver up. She didn't say that. I sip on a little bit of Asta Spumante and it helps her system. Okay. I haven't seen a negative in our entheogenics mushrooms. I'm glad that you guys are all saying the same thing that Pops teaches, preaches loudly, moderation in all things. Okay? In Dante's Divine Comedy, how about this? Here's a saying. There will never be an us if I play small. There will never be an us if I play small. Does that resonate? That's pretty interesting. I can't be fully committed to an us if I'm playing small, if I'm giving you 10%. That's not an us. That's a me holding on to 90%. In Dante's Divine Comedy, the only difference between the lovers who find themselves enduring hell and the lovers working their way through paradise is that those in hell have no individual centers. And so they spin in endless identification with each other. They didn't have their own identification. Hard as it is, we cannot shrink from our relationships, or we simply become an audience or a gopher for the dominant partner or friend. If you're shrinking in your relationships, you're becoming the gopher to the dominant one, because you're playing small. Feels like hell. Like most of us, I have struggled with this my whole life. Fearful of what would happen if I actually voiced my concerns and needs. Surprised that doing so always enabled me to be myself more fully. Not by chance, I'm always more able to feel and see the world around me. I bring more to the scene and I'm more revitalized for my daily experience. The great philosopher Martin Buber, who believed that God is the most deeply known through relationships, spoke to the heart of this paradox. He said that before there can be a true relationship, there need to be two separate beings who can relate. Most of our life bears this out. Unless we work to be ourselves, we can never truly know others or the numinous world that we live in. That's our spiritual thoughts for today. Don't play small. There isn't anything small about you. Small starts here. And then you get taken advantage of when you play small. You let yourself. Don't play small. That doesn't mean try to be the biggest guy in the room either. It means have impeccable dignity and train people to treat you the way you should be treated. Boop. Let's do two more. I need two people. We're going to do one giveaway right now. I need to get somebody on my board or give them something. We're going to do a numbers 1 through 50. You can guess up to 3 on one line. I've got the number already. Go. 1 through 50, 3 numbers, 1 line. 3 numbers, 1 line. Let me see who's going to get it. Okay, I'm looking for 3 numbers on 1 line, and the person that gets this number first is going to get a chance to either win something or go on the board. Okay? So far, I have not seen the number. Oh, there it is. Johnny Bivens. Johnny Bivens, I see him out there. He's trying to get on Discord. He's trying to do everything, this and that. Instead, John said 35, and it was a 35. Johnny Bivens. First shot at it. Here you go, Johnny. Let me show you something. Johnny, I'm going to give you an option today. You ready? All right, we ready? Johnny, you can do this. You can get your name on the board for a spin to win for Friday. On Friday, we're going to pick 2 people spinning and give away some really nice prizes. Really nice on Friday. Johnny, I'm going to give you an option today. If you don't want your name on the board, but you'd prefer for me to send you this, what is it, Pops? Oh, it's freeze-dried. That's a freeze-dried squat fruit. I'll send you this, or I'll put your name on the board for Friday spin. Johnny B, which one would you prefer? This or name on the board? And then on Friday, you could probably win about 7 of these, maybe more. Johnny's going to the board. It's probably a good call, John. Wait till you see what the stuff's going to be on Friday. Okay? So here we go. John Bivens. Boy, that's a terrible John. Let me do that one over. That's about the worst John I've ever written. That's better. Okay. Johnny B. Let's do one more giveaway. Let's do one more giveaway. We're going to do the same thing. Go numbers. Go numbers top 3. Top 3. Excuse me, not top 3. Give me 3. Give me 3. 3 numbers between 1 and 50. I just ran the lotto machine and I have the number. I just ran those. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Very first person, very first number. Very first person, very first number. Satter Wolf. Satter Wolf. Satter Wolf. He said 11. That was his very first number. The very first person, very first number. 11. Oh, Vegas, you're getting so close. 11. Satter Wolf. Satter Wolf. Meow. Ow! Satter Wolf. Okay, Satter. First number. It was the first number that he said. Boom, there it is. You can't go wrong. Satter Wolf, do you want to go on the board or do you want this? Satter, do you want to go on the board or do you want this piece of fruit? Satter, which one do you want? I want this or I want this. Which would you? He said board. Satter's going board. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds wonderful. Satter Wolf. Good call. We have 3 more spaces we're going to fill tomorrow. I'll tell you what I want, though, for right now. Let me tell you what I want. I'm trying to think of somebody that, let me see. I'll see right here. As a matter of fact, it'll be MDK. MDK. Right here, MDK. MDK, I want you to give this away to somebody right now. Who should I mail this to? You're going to decide. You could pick someone or you could do a game. You could do whatever you want, MDK. MDK, go ahead and give this away. You're going to have fun. MDK, you got to give this away to somebody. Boop. Who's MDK going to pick? All right, it's up to MDK. MDK will decide. All right? MDK will give it away. All right? He's thinking. He's thinking about it. He hasn't decided. We can hear the machine roaring. There we go. Which one is MD? Come on, MDK. Let's go. We don't have all day. MDK, give it away. Come on, we're gonna close the show here in a minute. MDK, you have to give it away. What are you gonna do? I just like saying that now. I have to pick somebody that from now on it has to be somebody. No. Give it away, MDK. All right. It's either lag or this guy doesn't want to give it away. Which is it, MDK? Either you're lagging or you just don't want to give it away. Okay? Everybody, would you just give it away, dude? All right, I'm going to be quiet now. That's it. I'm going on silent mode until MDK gets this away. It's very hard to do. Dave's not here. Alternator. He said, Mike, what Mike? Which Mike? Help me out. Thank you for telling me which Mike, real quick. Which Mike? Which Mike? Is Mike here? Which Mike's there? All right, we'll get the answer. MDK is giving it to, there's 7 mics here. Okay, Uncle Mike BB. Okay, Mike MVP. MVP. We're gonna send this to you, my friend. Okay, I have your address. You don't have to send it to me. I still have it on something else. That's going out to you, my good friend, Uncle Mike MVP. MDK, MVP, MVP. Thank you, THYE. I don't know. Thank you for giving that away, okay? Thank you. And you guys go. See, everybody's name is Mike all of a sudden, right, RX? RX, you know darn good and well your middle name's not Mike, but you're going to tell us it is. Have a great day, you guys. I loved being here today. I love sharing my morning with you. And I love how you guys make me feel. I need you. I love your friendship. Thank you. And let's keep growing and learning and sharing together. Let's remember to respect one another at the highest level and lead our community. When I say lead, you don't lead with a loud voice, you lead with example. Okay? Have a great day, leaders. MVP and Ladran and Holly and Trevor and Jolie. Thank you, Jolie. And Cleanie and Jesus Christ and Thingy and M-Dog and Satter. Thank you for being here. And Cappy and Niffy. Niffy Mama and Kent Albu. Hi, Kenty. And MDK. Thank you for participating there today. I Losty and M-Dog and Satterwolf and City. How you doing, City? And D. Anderson. Hi, D. Malbolgia Spawn. There you are. Holly and Sharon and I Losty and Hags. And Epimony. How you doing, bro? Ladran and Mark Zamaron. Mark, thanks for being here today. Slingy and Adrian in Vegas. How you doing, sweetie? Badgie. Love soil under the fingernails. Big Al and Bill. Hi, Big Al. Bill Flynn and I Losty and Kent and RX and MVP and Alan. How you doing, Alan? Lady K, you'll be fabulous today. Hippie, Kitty, meow. Billy D, Silly Gal and Mark. Mr. Phillips and Great and Laura, please have a divine day. Ladran and Royce, keep on rolling, bro. American One and MDK and Anthony and Mike and Holly and Grady and Saturn and Billy and Paige and MDK again and Jimmy and Johnny B and Streety. How you doing, Mr. Streets? Holly and Mike and Mark and Jesus Christ in Australia. Hate it when your chat stops. Would you guys get out of here? Hippie, I Losty, Pops, peace. Put kindness on each other like a tsunami puts water on the earth. Out.